Hey folks, Lever here once again. Thank you guys for the 289 subs. We're getting close to 300. We're getting there. This is my YouTube shirt, guys. Remember my channel's name is Levi McNally 983 with a massive profile picture on it. Remember, guys, to share my channel. I do appreciate it. I got more videos planned ahead for the future. I always do enjoy reviewing movies and stuff. Yeah. Like I said, if you like entertainment, you love movies, you're a movie buff like I am, you love talking about films, everything to do with physical media, whether it's DVD or Blu-ray, whether you're into movies or TV shows or anything into entertainment, this is the channel for you. You know, just love talking about or love seeing movie reviews or different kind of videos. Which I want to expand on this channel. I want to do different kind of videos as well, not just movie reviews all the time. I like to expand a little bit someday with different more videos as well to keep you guys invested and interested in my channel. So yeah. But anyway, guys, what I've been doing is a superhero marathon. I hope you enjoyed. Did my review Secret Headquarters starring Owen Wilson. Didn't care for the film, but if you want to know why, my thoughts on that movie, that review is on my channel right now. And guys, what I've been doing is a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. And I've been doing what I call the 2020s era superhero reviews. We got about three more 2022 more movies. Well, starting with this one, three. I've been on the year 2022, but these are 2020s era superhero movies. I'm talking about these films that came out in the decades we're living in now, the 2020s, from 2020 to 2024. And I'm on the year 2022. And we only got three more. Well, after this, will be two movies. But these next two movies, they came out in October, starting with this one first, and the last one came out in November. And this is a DC animated film that came out. It's direct to video. Uh, I think some of them do get released like one night theaters or at Comic Con, but this movie was just direct to video. I really enjoyed this movie. This was good. This is the 49th film installment, guys, of the DC Universe animated original movies, and it is the first fully CGI animated film from DC Entertainment. Yeah, which is what is unique about it, I think. And that is Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons. Yes, really cool poster, by the way. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. This film wasn't too long. It's only 79 minutes. Yeah, it's a very short film. It's very entertaining. You want to say some movie that's for kids? Well, this was a lot better than Secret Headquarters, in my opinion. A lot better. When you go over the story wise and stuff as well. But this was really good. I really enjoyed this. This is basically based on the comics. It's based on Super Sons created by Bob Haney and Dick Dillon. Let's see. Yeah, their first issue was in January 1973. Both the years, of course, of Clark Kent Jr. and Bruce Wayne Jr. We're hearing it's Damian. And it's not Clark Kent, it's Jonathan. Same thing, but whatever. Jonathan Kent is the son of Superman and Lois. And Robin, Damian Wayne, is, of course, the son of Batman and Taylor Ghul, and his grandfather is Ra's al Ghul. They first appeared in World's Finest December 1965, was first seen in April 1960. They were college age versions of their superheroes, so they're more like grown up. Well, here more they're more just like 15 years old or 13-year-old kids in this movie. They just say they're teenagers. Well, more like college age versions of their fathers. I don't know too much. I never read the comics. Oh, but I guess Superboy and Robin from the comics is the version we get. I don't know too much about that, but I do know Batman Superman did have sons, of course. Had kids alright. You know, there's a graphic novel too. Yeah. And with this movie, it is rated PG-13 for violence and language. It does have a bit of violence in there. You do have blood sometimes. Yeah, this is what I like about DC though. I don't only love the art, the stories they come up with, but I also love the artwork they do for their posters for their movies, which this was really awesome in my opinion. And two, they don't hold back on blood or gore. They do go for the violence. They go for it. So again, if you don't want your kids seeing this movie, just you know, don't think, oh, this will be for kids. Well, it's a bit dark. It's just DC. Just to let you know, but I'm not going to read about the comics. You want to read more about it? Just look it up. For production, at the 2021 DC fandom, DC Entertainment announced that it was working on its first fully CGI animated film on Battles of the Super Sons. Matt Peters directed the film from a screenplay written by Jeremy Adams. The film premiered at New York Comic Con though on October 7th, 2022, and it released direct to video on October 18th, 2022. Yeah, and the reviews are positive. Jesse Shinden, IGN found the film to be barely predictable, yet successful in showing the enjoyable relationship between the young heroes. For the voice cast of the movie of Jack Riof as Damian Wayne Robin, who is the son of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, and Talia al Ghul. Let's see, he's done some voice for Thunder. He starred in roles like Return, Jinx, Splitting Atom, and Alexa and Katie. Hasn't done too much of voice roles, I guess, but he's been in some television shows. Jack Dylan Grazer as Jonathan Kent, Superboy, who is Clark, Lois and Clark, son Clark Kent, who is of course Superman. Jack is this the same guy that was in Shazam? Oh yeah, Freddie Freeman. And Shazam Fury of the Gods, which that would come out the next year after this movie. He did respire the role. Good actor. I liked him in Shazam. He did a great job, I think. Yeah. I wish this film would get a sequel. I think it deserves one. But anyway, you have Troy Baker as Bruce Wayne Batman. Troy Baker, I think he's voiced Joker basically before. Let's see. He's also voiced Batman, the Joker, Hawkeye, and Loki in various media. Let's see. I think he voiced Joker in Batman Arkham Origins. I have to look it up. Sorry. Just look up video games. Ugh, come on. Oh. In Batman Arkham City Lockdown, he voiced Robin. He voiced Nightwing and Nightwing, and Injustice, and Sinestro. Okay, yeah, Batman Arkham Origins. Yeah, he voiced Joker in that. Okay. Yeah. And Travis Willingham as Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman. Voice acting, he did some voices for Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, just some other voice works from animated cartoons. Avengers Assembled, he voiced Thor, Space Phantom, and Bizarro in Justice League. Laura Bailey as Lois Lane. She's in voice for Dragon Ball Z 2, and Batman Unlimited, Family Guy. Yeah. Drain Deepaul as Lex Luthor, Starro. Starro, who's like a supervillain in the comics and DC Comics, really cool character, I think. He also voices Lex Luthor, who is like the president. Lex Luthor is the president, who's like Superman's arch nemesis. Uh, and he did some additional voices for robots in Ice Age for Blue Sky Studios. And he did some voice work for the movie Shazam. I'm talking about from 2019. Um, he voiced some of the monsters that that helps him out strong or whatever. For like greed and pride. One of the deadly sins he voices in that movie. Greed and sin. And Batman Superman Batman Super Son. Yeah, okay. Justice Society though he voices Franklin D. Roosevelt, Brainiac. Batman Doom came to Gotham after this. In Legion of Superheroes, he would voice Brainiac, Solomon Grundy. Batman Doom came to Gotham, Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father. Justice League Crisis of Infinity Salvador. Okay. Tom Kenny as Green Arrow, the Penguin. Principal Cunningham. Tom Kenny. I think I should probably know him as the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants in the TV show and some of the three movies. I think they made three SpongeBob movies, like the one from 2004. Yeah. But he's done a bit of voice work, like in Transformers. I think he voiced the Penguin in the Batman, the TV show from 2004. Yeah. I'm not gonna go through an entire list, but yeah, but really good actor. He was in Scary Movie 3, playing an alien in that. And in Sky High, he's Mr. Timmerman as a superhero film as well. TV shows as well. Let's see, not just voicing SpongeBob. I did voice for Dumb and Dumber, the cartoon. Johnny Bravo, Cat Dog. I think that's in Godzilla series. The Fairy Odd Parents, What's New Scooby Doo. Justice League, the 2022 Search Leader. Yeah. Ultimate Spider Man. He voiced Doc Ock, Vulture, Kirk Connors. Yeah. But Tom Kenny's done a lot of us. We're good actor, in my opinion. And Nolan North as Jor-El, Superman's biological father. Nolan North. We actually know him, guys, as Nathan Drake in the Uncharted video games. Like Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to go through all of them. And had a cameo in the movie. Yeah. All of those video games, yeah. They can be a pain to play, but they're fun to play. Cena Robertson as Jimmy Olsen, Movie Masters. And I was okay with it. They had a black, that I didn't care that he was black. The actor who voiced him did a really good job. Young Justice, he voiced Cyborg, so he's worked with DC before. And some other voice work in cartoons and stuff. Meyer Fisky as Wonder Girl, Laura. Oh, she's Wonder Woman's sidekick. And she's a member of Teen Titans. Laura is Superman's biological mother. Alright, and the film was directed by Matt Peters, screenplays by Jeremy Adams. It's based on Super Sons from the comics by Bob Haney and Dick Dillon. Produced by Rick Moles and Jim Kirk. Music is by Christopher Carter. Who's done music work for some of Batman anime series, Superman anime series, New Adventures of Batman, Batman Beyond, the TV series Batman Beyond from 1999. I think that show was started late 90s. And Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Zeta Project, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Harley Quinn, Justice League First of the Fatal Five, DC animated movies, shows like Teen Titans, Teen Titans Show in Tokyo, Legion of Superheroes, TV series Batman Brave and the Bold, and some Batman animated movies like Batman the Killing Joke, Batman Return of the Cape Crusaders, and Batman vs. Two-Face. From Marvel, Detective Spider-Man, Avengers Assemble. Sorry guys, if I'm talking a little funny. Did some work for Disney too. Yeah, Lord of Remnants. Let's see. Uh, she did some work on the Batman Beyond show, and she also did music with Bat. She also did music on Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, and Batman Beyond. And the Project, Teen Titans, Justice League Unlimited, Legion of Superheroes. Production company is Warner Brothers Animation, DC Entertainment Studio Mer, distributed by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, and it was released October 18th, 2022 on direct-to-video. It's 79 minutes long, about 1 hour and 19 minutes long, so it's not that long of a movie. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the plot synopsis of what the movie is about. So if you've never seen this movie, you can hear me talk about the plot synopsis. I'm gonna take this clip off. Now instead of having the film on Blu-ray, you let me make it revival sons, Jonathan and Damien. They're just talking about the characters, and I'm guessing the Super Sons comic book. And you get from the DC Vault 2 bonus cartoons. That is from Batman animated series. The Demon's Quest Part 1 and 2. I think was season 3, volume 3 of Batman animated series when they introduced Ra's al Ghul. Well, not introduced him, he was already introduced him, but just when he met Batman for the first time. But on my other channel, I did talk about Batman the animated series. So if you go look at my you go on this channel, look at my Batman marathon. If you just look at Batman animated series, my Batman marathon, I talked about all the 4 seasons, 4 volumes, including volume 3. So if you want to hear my thoughts on those episodes, just look at my thoughts and slash favorite episodes of Batman animated series, volume 3. It's on there. Yeah. It's like guys, you can watch videos on my other channel, just don't subscribe to it. But you're welcome to watch, you know, if you want. Hmm. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna talk about the plot now. So, what the story of Batman, Superman, Battle Super Sons is about. But the story is you have Jonathan Kent, who is of course this kid right here. He's the son of Superman. Doesn't know that, but eventually he's able to. Well, Clark tells him that he's Superman. And he's like, "Wow, this is awesome! My dad's Superman." Meanwhile, he meets Batman and his son, of course, Damian Wayne, who is of course the new Robin, and they have to save the world for the impending doom from a character named Starro, who is a giant fish, well, like starfish, but an alien from another planet. Who Starfish seeks to Starro seeks to control the minds of people, control the. He wants to invade the entire Earth. Well, just not the Earth, but other worlds, and eventually he wants to take over the universe. He wants to mind control the universe, and they also get control of their fathers. Starro gets control of Superman and Batman, so their sons have to go up against them. The Justice League, the Teen Titans, who get mind controlled, and they both have to team up. Even though they don't get along at first, they both can't stand each other. They have to join forces to rescue their fathers, and they have to save the planet. They have to save the world, the universe, by becoming the superheroes they were intended to be, which is the Super Sons. And they have to save the day, including their fathers, and save the world. Yeah, and that's the plot for you in a nutshell. But again, all right, now I'm gonna talk about the movie itself. So if you've never seen Superman and Batman, I mean Batman and Superman Battle Super Sons, whatever, same thing, then don't watch this review because it's going to be spoilers in here. Because I'm gonna talk about the entire film, but it's up to you. Yeah. Okay. All right. See what I can do. Hmm. All right. I'm gonna talk about the movie itself. So again, if you've not seen this movie, Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons, I don't know about the comics, folks. It doesn't matter if you didn't know about the comics. Not every comic movie I ever talk about on this channel, or even on my other channel, I've never really read the comics, and so what? I don't really think it matters sometimes. Because not a lot of comic movies go by the comics anyway. Yeah. But this was a really good movie. It was very entertaining. Like I said, it's only 1 hour and 19 minutes. It's 79 minutes long. It's a pretty short film. So it's not like you're going to be in for a 2 hour movie or anything like that. No, it's pretty short. You know. Anyway, pretty much the story opens up with a surf. We open up on Krypton. You see baby Kal-El. Um, his parents said that this. His father tells him says this is the only way. So they put, of course, young Kal-El in the suit. Says we love you with all our hearts, even in our deaths. And they share Jarrell, or share a kiss. And then we get the opening titles of the movie. Before we do, we get a montage of baby Kal-El landing on Earth. Jonathan and Martha Kent finding him, raising him, and you see him as growing up, like running or racing. It reminds me of Superman the movie a bit when he's running against a train. It's like pictures from a comic book. You see him, like he can't be with a cheerleader, and Jonathan talking to him because of his powers, he can't be with the girl of his dreams because he can't really show people his abilities. But eventually, he grows up, becomes Superman. Eventually, goes over to the Daily Planet, becomes Superman. Meets Lois Lane. They fall in love. He tells her who he is, really is Superman. They get married. They have Jonathan. You know, and a lot of the times Clark has to miss stuff with Jonathan. He has to say it's because of his job of being a reporter, but it's really because his real job of being Superman, of saving the world, he can't spend time with his son, which Jonathan does not know. Hmm. But also, when Baby Killer was on the ship, there's this starfish-like creature. I'm assuming Starro hitches a ride with him to Earth. Oh, and you see Superman's team up with Batman, like shaking Batman's hand in the montage, and also teaming up with the Justice League. And it takes place 11 years later after all this. And Jonathan's in school, but they're living small, but they're living on Lake Camp for him. Because I guess when we'll see montage of Jonathan and Martha, who have sadly both passed away. Jonathan was probably first, because I think he died of a heart attack. Martha, sometime in Jonathan's youth, she passed away. You see Clark looking at their graves, and of course, leaving him the farm, you know, living there with Lois and Jonathan. Jonathan has to write an essay. He's like, your jobs are boring. And Lois is saying, well, our jobs are very important. Me and Dad's job is important. And Lois forgets things. And Jonathan just knows it. It's like, Jonathan, don't be sniffing around for presents. And he's doing that. He sees I'm guessing he sees his dad, Superman's soup. He's like, okay, cosplay. He's like, okay, Jonathan, don't look at the toy. Don't look at what's in the box. But before he does, Clark shows up, his dad, Clark shows up. And of course, I assume Clark knew that because Clark has X-ray vision, so he probably saw him up there doing that. But they talk, he's like, they do some chores together. They, mess around, throw a little hate at each other. He's like, "Oh, son, I'm sorry I have to miss your games and stuff. It's just, I'm so busy. My job is very important." And he sees, like, using his X-ray vision, seeing, like, the watchtower about to fall or die or whatever. And he's like, I gotta go run there real quick. Say your mom will be right back. He goes to Superman, and Superman saves the watchtower, pushes it back up into space, uses his heat vision to, take care of some damage, just to like put it back together using his heat vision. What John Clark do talk about, he's unhappy with, he's like, Dad, I wish you'd see me more and all that stuff. He's like, I know he's like, well, my job is a very important thing, son. He's like, but no matter what, you are my number one thing in this world, okay? You're number one to me, no matter what. Yeah. And Green Arrow, Superman talking on the comms, and he's like, okay, we'll tell Batman about the problem. Green Arrow's aware of that, and Green Arrow hears like a noise. Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. Green Arrow goes to check it out, and then all of a sudden you see him get attacked, and then something attacks him, goes pitch black dark, and then next day you see Jonathan, John doing his playing baseball. He's ready to hit. He almost had it, but he had this one kid named, I forget the kid's name, that's bullying him, being a jerk to him. Like, yeah, you can't do it, Jonathan, you suck. And he messes up in the game. Mainly he's upset because his father's not there. Makes him real mad at Clark, you know, at his dad. Oh, the bully's name is Melvin. Clark tries to apologize to him, but he's like, I don't want to talk to you, Dad. You always do this. You always leave me behind. You always do this. And he tries to, he runs outside, and he, so upset and stressed out. He uses heat vision on the tower, on the water tower, and he shoots it with his heat vision. He's like, Dad, I'm a freak. What's wrong with me? He's like, you're not a freak. He's like, my dad is Superman. Oh my God. Am I going to get joined the Justice League? I'm going to become a superhero. I'm going to become this. He's just excited. He's like, what is he showing the other powers? Like X-ray vision, super strength, freeze breath, something like that. And she's like, and Superman's like, no, Lois hasn't showed any of that. But Superman flies him around a bit at night. He's on his back. He's like flying. Um, and this little girl on this plane, sees Jonathan's like, hey, Superman's flying a young boy. And then the mother just was like, just look at my phone. Quit making up stories, which I thought was funny. Yeah. And of course, he wants to analyze his son. Well, he wants to see if he has any more powers or anything wrong with his son Jonathan. So he takes him to Gotham City. He's like, what's that smell? Gotham City. Going to meet Batman. And as they arrive there, they see Batman, and he's fighting the Penguin, fighting Penguin and his goons. I think it was Tom Kenny that voiced the Penguin here. I think, like I said, he voiced the character in the Batman TV series from 2004 or 2000s. Yeah, and the Batman versus Dracula, I think too. Yeah, and I think that came out October 18th as well back in 2005. I think there's 20 this year. But anyway, sorry. Back to the movie. Pink, Batman is fighting them. And Superman, John's like, Superman, he's still brutal. He's like, well, you get used to it. He's like, you would help us. I know, you don't like it when I try to jump in, son. So they just watch Batman. Of course, kicks their ass. Penguin tries to attack him. Batman goes on the list. He's like, I'll be a good bird. I'll just flee the coop. And he lets him go. But Batman doesn't kill him, just uses the grapple gun to grab his leg with a rope. And people are like, help me down here. And he's like, I'm Batman. And Jonathan meets Batman. He's like, the Batcave. It's awesome. The Batmobile. The Bat computer. Yeah. And then he's like, who's the loser kid? And then he meets Robin, Damian Wayne. And they analyze test. They analyze his test. Batman uses computers. Like, I can't find nothing strange about him. Nothing really. No flight or anything. No powers. And Damian's like, let's test that. And Damian pushes him. Almost kills him. Superman saves him. Like, Damian, don't do that. Batman says. We don't need to, you almost kill them, Superman says. And Damian throws a battering and it's on his forehead. He's like, oh, you want to get you? He's like, too much calming him down as they're not getting along. Jonathan goes to the, chair of the Batcave where Damian's hanging out, talking to Wonder Girl, and they said they don't want him part of the Teen Titans don't want him part of their team. Because that was a stupid name anyway. It's like, I don't even, because you're mean, you don't get along with others, you don't know how to play as a team, you don't like working with people. Yeah, we just can't trust you. We voted you're not in. I'm sorry. Yeah. And of course, Damien has a cow. Literally, no, a cow in the Batcave. And you want to teach him about the cow was like, don't touch my cow. Don't touch it at all. Leave me alone. But Batman also is inclusive that stressful situations his powers might come to be. And Batman and Superman, by the way, when their sons are talking, they talk about, Superman tells him, I told Green Arrow to call you. He's like, well, he hasn't called me. I'm getting suspicious. They're not contacting me at all. No Batman is suspicious of course from Batman. And they say, okay, we'll go check it out. They gotta take Jonathan back home. Oh yeah, they call the cow the Bat Cow. Clark takes Jonathan back home. He's like, I can help him move to her. They put him back in bed. Yeah. And Lois also tells you she's been hearing some strange things going on. So Superman goes to Batman. Batman's, of course, flying the Batwing. Superman just flies there. They go to the watchtower, see what's going on. Superman, they're suspicious walking around the watchtower. Superman uses X-ray vision. He's like, we gotta get out of here. And all of a sudden, the starfish attacks them. And yeah, well, as you can see here, it gets on your face. And once the starfish gets on your face, it's like one eye staring at you. It mind controls you. They get approached by a Martian Manhunter who is being mind controlled. And then you have the next day at school. John meets the bully again, Melvin, who tries to say some stuff to him, and Jonathan says something to tease him. And Jonathan just pushes him real hard. And he's super strength, I guess, a bit there. He's like, come on, punch me in the face. And he nearly does. He got prison from his father's glasses, but. And then Melvin really punches him. He gets in trouble by the principal. He's like, well, your mother's going to be coming. You shouldn't have done this. He tries to tell him about a life lesson. Melvin can't help the way he is. He's got problems at home. You have to understand that. He's like, and then he sees Damien, by the way, who is in the Batcave. His father tries to attack him, He notices it, cuts the fish tries to get on him to starfish, and he cuts the starfish. He's like, "Father," he's like, then his dad, him and Batman fight. He nearly kills him over the ledge, but Damon's able to use the grapple gun to save himself and realize that everyone that's been compromised, well, say everyone's been terminated, but as I think now, but Batman, well, the starfish has seen over Batman Starro says, "We will be in control. We will be in control. Yes, it is time. It is time." And as Damon goes back up there to check out, he's like, "I'm gonna get Jonathan Kent's help." So that's when he flies the Batwing and he tries to make excuses to the principal. Like, "I'll go. I understand. You're a great principal. Thank you, Principal Cunningham." And I laugh when the principal, when Principal Cunningham says this, says, "Wow, I must be real great at my job." Thought that was funny. Robin shows up. He tells them that they've been compromised, that they're being mind controlled, that they need his help. Melvin tries to poke on him, but Damien does like this move to to freeze him up, and he's like, and he says, "Oh, Jonathan, come on home." I was like, "Okay, Mom, can I go eat ice cream and stuff?" And it's like, he's like, "She's been compromised, you idiots." And Jonathan says something to make sure. And his mom would never really feed him ice cream or stuff like that. She's been compromised. She's like, goes after him, and he was like, "Come on, Jonathan, it's time. It's time." Chasing them. That's pretty creepy. And then you know, one was at their mouth like this. Yeah, they get in the Batwing. Lois jumps on the Batwing trying to punch them. Nearly grabs Damien, but they go to the pond. Uh, Jonathan uses heat vision, and with the heat is a weakness for them. And you know, Lois Lane comes back to her senses, comes back to being herself. They're like Jonathan, so she needs to realize that she's gonna investigate this more. While Jonathan and Damien try to go see what they can go. They can't go to the Batcave. Of course, they can't do that, or the Star Labs, because that's what they expect. So they have to go to Superman's home. Well, his Fortress of Solitude. Jonathan has to pick up the key. Jonathan has a hard time, but he's eventually able to get the key in there because he has twisted. Then they have Crypto. Crypto is Superman's dog. If you remember, I reviewed DC League of Superman. Just that Crypto. Crypto chases them down. You know, kind of almost uses Damien like a rag doll. He tries to shoot some of the bat weapons at him, but it doesn't really work. Because Krypto has super strength, has superpowers, same powers as Superman and Jonathan. Eventually, who grow to has same powers. Then all of a sudden, they're in attack of Krypto. You see the image of Jor-El, saying hi to his grandson, like, "Krypto, you know who this is? This is Kal-El's son." He's like, "Okay, Krypto." Krypto apologizes, looks at him. I guess that way he's saying sorry. Then, he's telling his grandfather, they won't talk about the past, but Damon's like, we ain't got time for that. We gotta talk about what's going on right now. Jor-El then tells them that he knew about the creature of nature in history, that he studied it, that it's highly controlled by a kind of like an ant queen, by the way. They get onto the ship where baby Kal-El was, Clark was a baby. John covers his father's blanket, uses it as a cape. They go to the Watchtower and they see the Justice League and Teen Titans have been compromised, including Wonder Girl and Beast Boy. And I guess you say Kid Flash, I think they call him. Well, anyway, they fight with the Justice League. Green Arrow's about to shoot an arrow right into Damien, but he shoots it, but Jonathan jumps in the way. But he has super strength, so they're able to use their powers where they fight them off. Pretty cool fight. They knock them out one by one, and then they meet Starro because they get overpowered in the fight. Starro, the big giant starfish, tells him, "I'm going to take over the world." He tells them that he's going to take over the planet, that there is no more crime. that the world's gonna be a perfect place. He's like, I'm gonna take over the universe by mind control. You live by my way. It's like, wow, people have no free will. Trying to take that away by forcing it, and they're of course intending on stopping him. Then meanwhile on Earth, Lois heads back to the. Well, she goes to investigate more, talk to Jimmy Olsen. It's not the first Black Jimmy Olsen. Supergirl had that too, which is fine. I think that's cool. I don't mind changing the race of a character. Doesn't matter to me. Give a crap about the color of their skin. But they had to voice Jimmy did good because Lois grabs a knife, not a knife, scissors, like, Jimmy, open your mouth. She was like, what are you doing? You crazy? And he says, Lois, why don't you go do a press conference? Like, Jimmy, you're a genius. Gives him a kiss on the cheek. Of course, we would not have a kiss on the cheek about Lois Lane. But anyway, she goes to see President Lex Luthor, who is now the President of the United States, who's, of course, the arch nemesis of Superman, been over the years. Superman, I mean, Lex says, okay, you write what you said about me and apologize. But of course, they see Lex on TV during their fight with the team, with the Justice League, and then you find out Lex Luthor's been taken over. He's like, it's time for you to burn, mother effer, burn in hell, Because Lois has like a match, a lighter, and she tries to spray him, which I thought was really cool. And she sprays him, so that was pretty cool. Knocks him out for a bit. He's like, listen to me, Jonathan, can't you burn this weakness of fire? You burn it, mother. And the TV turns off as she has to fight Lex Luthor, and being controlled by Starro. Yeah. Damien's able to fight the Kid Flash, and like, you see blood on his face. Oh, yeah, him. But they're able to take him down eventually. John uses his fish to take care of the parasites. They also have to go face to face with their father. Jonathan fights Superman a bit, thinks he hurt him, and then he's like, Father, I don't want to hurt you. But then they decide to switch up fighting their fathers, where Jonathan will fight Batman, Damien fights Superman. And they do pretty good. They beat them up. Uh, of course, Damien has a kryptonite ring, which weakens his dad. Jonathan's able to knock out Batman. They put them on a ship for safety. Yeah. Starro also tells him it's a large enough fraction of humanity that he can control. He wants to dominate the entire universe. But they take everybody to Earth to save them. Let them die with Starro. Starro tries to attack them. You know, grabs Damien, almost ready to kill Damien. You know, but Jonathan uses heat vision to take him down. Pretty much works. It weakens Starro enough that it frees people on Earth, including where frees the Justice League. Where Superman uses heat vision to destroy the starfish. Batman gets the starfish off his face. And the kryptonite away from Superman. Um, all of the characters, Lois is able to like stab a pen or something in Luthor's eye, well, Starfish's eye, having his mind back in place. You know, as they're willing to sacrifice himself, because Jonathan realizes now what it means to be a hero. Even though it's awesome and it's glamorous, there's more to it than just that, Best self sacrifice, choose justice in the American way. And he does that as well. Jonathan goes by that. And him and Damien and Jonathan, as the movie goes on, though, you see them start to become good friends along the way. Yeah. And Superman and Batman are proud of him. Superman, like, I'm proud of you, Jonathan. You do what I told you to do, and you made self-sacrifice. I'm proud of you, son. Why? The body of Starro, the giant starfish, falls into the pond, burning. And then Batman, even though he doesn't have that emotion, he does show, he does smile when he hugs. Damien's awkward hug, but he does love Damien. Batman's just not very good expressing that, due to his childhood trauma. You know, Star tries to fight them again. Superman's able to use heat vision, grabs Star's like Jonathan. Jonathan grabs the rock. I mean, not a rock, but kind of like a baseball bat. Uses the tree for a baseball bat. Superman, like, spins him Star around, throws him to Jonathan. Jonathan, knocks him in the earth, and in the atmosphere, Star burns up and dies, and they kill him for good. And it ends his threat for good to Earth. Then you have one of them calls Damien, tell him that he'll be able to have a Teen Titans member. He declines though, but I kind of doubt it. He'll probably go back if we get another movie someday. But instead, him and Bruce Wayne, Bruce just taking off his mask, of course, costume. They go to Jonathan's game. Melvin's trying to bug him, but Damien does his, to paralyze him, move again with his fingers. They cheer for him. Then they discuss their future. He says, maybe we ought to join the Teen Titans. Maybe we ought to be called the Super Sons. Like, yeah. And they just pump each other. They become good friends. They're like, and I got a brother for some views. Like, what is that? And he pushes them off the tower. It's like, still can't fly. And then the movie ends there. And that's Batman and Superman Battle Super Sons. But I thought that was funny. Yeah. Let's see. I'm kind of new to this superhero strength thing. Just give me a minute. Oh, well, not much dialogue to read then. Not really much. Okay. But anyway, guys, let me give you my final thoughts on this movie. And the review will be done. Over with. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Not really good, just for this now. But guys, anyway, Batman Superman Battle of Super Sons, this is really good. I enjoyed this a lot. This was very fun to watch. The story is really good. I like seeing Jonathan Kent and the Super Sons, Damian team up. Yeah, I didn't like Damian. Like, you see my Batman reviews. I don't like Damian Wayne very much as a character, but I like Damian here. Yeah, there's moments where he can be a dick by like pushing him off. Damian can be kind of annoying prick, but here he grew on me that he does have a good side to him. He does have a human heart. He does have a heart in there. He just doesn't show it very much because of the way he's raised. So he's a bit like Batman. He bit could be a hard ass like Batman can be, or stubborn. He's got the same attitude as Batman. But Jonathan has a very good attitude, a very good boy, farm boy, you know, you know, attitude with his father. Yeah, and I like Jonathan and Superman's relationship. Batman and Robin, Damian, they do have a complicated. It's complicated, but the relationship's getting there. But yeah, it's a good story. I like seeing them team up. I like seeing them fight Starro, and Starro was a really good villain in this movie, in my opinion. The CGI animation for their first fully CGI animated movie, I thought the CGI animation was good. I guess that's why we don't give them no because maybe people don't like the CGI. I don't know, but I liked it. I thought the CGI animation was good. I thought the story was good. I thought Matt Peters did good. The writing I thought was good. I think you should have. The music is fine. The music is not so memorable, but it's good. It is good music though. And the film is only 79 minutes long. It's 1 hour and 19 minutes. It goes by at a really good pace. The animation, the CGI animation, I gotta give credit to that. It does look amazing, in my opinion. I thought the CGI animation was good. It's not the first CGI animation, though. That was Toy Story, but it's definitely one of the best looking films I've seen of CGI animation. And I thought they did really good. I love this poster as well for the movie. Yeah, the poster's really good. That's what I love about DC. They really do a great job, always, I think, with their posters. Now, even if I don't like the movie, I love the artwork, that DC does for their animated films. Yeah. But this film was really well done, in my opinion. Jonathan and Damien, even though they like each other throughout the movie, though, like I said, they do become good friends. And I bought it. I bought them being good friends. Like Damien, he needed to learn to work as a team. Jonathan had to accept being a team too, but also accept what it learns to be a Superman, what it means to be a hero. And I felt like they both learned the lesson, and it had a good story. The action is good. Like I said, there is violence and language in here. Violence can be a bit strong with some blood and stuff, and you might not want your kids watching this movie, you know, just because it has two boys in it, two teenage boys, you know, in it, and you're thinking, oh, this was for kids. No, it can be a bit gory and a little violent, probably, so you might not like it. DC does go pretty violent, strong in the violence. Just because it's an animated film doesn't mean it has to be for children all the time, for little kids. I would say it's more for adults. But it is entertaining. I like to see the rest of Justice League and some of the Teen Titans are. Yeah, they don't get a lot of screen time, but that's okay. It's not really their movie. It's the Super Sons movie, so. But these characters are there. And the humor is good as well. The action's real good. And the film is just very entertaining, in my opinion. Very fun to watch. You know, if you love the characters of Batman and Superman, then you'll probably like these two characters as well. And it's got a good story. The CGI animation, I'm telling you, I think it looks amazing, in my opinion. And but if you're really a sucker like me for a good story in a film, which that's part of a movie, I think it needs to have a good story. And this film has that, and good characters as well. It makes entertainment and humor. Any problems? Um, can't think of any issues I have right now. I can't really think of any. I think this is a great movie. Can't really think of any issues. Yeah, there's things I can nitpick maybe, but I don't do nitpicking. I think some people in their reviews do nitpicking. I'm not gonna say who, but I think they nitpick a little too much. But I don't nitpick anything wrong with the movie. It's just sometimes it's just nitpicking. But I don't want to sneeze. Sorry. I'm just covering my nose because I don't want to sneeze. On the camera. Yeah, that's rude and disgusting. But anyway, to give my final opinion on this movie, Batman Superman Battle Super Sons, it's definitely one of the best DC movies, one of the best DC animated movies out there, in my opinion. And if you don't like it, that's fine, to each his own. But guys, my rating for this film is I'm gonna rate this film a thumbs up and 5 out of 5 stars. Yes, it deserved the positive reviews it got, and it's a shame that I do think we deserve a sequel. Let's see. Nope, nothing about a sequel, but that'd be nice. But let's see how this movie did in the reception area. Uh, well, it depends. I don't know if people bought the DVD of it or maybe didn't care. But, I don't need to see the movie just be about Batman and Superman. There's plenty of movies with them that's about them. I've seen a ton of that already. Bringing something new to the table is fine with me. And this felt like it was new to the table. I don't need to see the same story of Batman and Superman. I know the histories of the characters. I've seen them in other movies. That stuff's about them. It doesn't always have to be about them. There's other characters in the DC. It's not just these two. You know. But if you're a sucker for a good story, sucker, but if you really want to see a good story, a good entertaining film, again, highly recommend this movie. But Batman, Superman Battle Super Sons, a thumbs up. I'll give this and a 5 out of 5 stars. My rating for the film. So anyway, guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of this movie? What do you think of these two characters, Jonathan and Damien? What do you think of the relationship in this movie? Have you seen the movie? Are you planning to watch it? And what are some of your favorite movies of Batman and Superman that you like? Yeah, and have you seen Damian Wayne, the character, in the Son of Batman movie, Batman vs. Robin, Batman Bad Blood, or Teen Titans Judas Contract, or Just League vs. Teen Titans? Damian was in those too. And Justice as well, the animated movie from 2021. Anyway, got two more 2022, 2022. Can't really speak. I'm sorry if y'all can't understand that. I'm gibbering. I feel like I'm Billy Madison. Just, like, I'm just gonna make it weird. Anyway, guys, the next review, I got two more 2022 movies. This one came in October as well, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Let's see. Sorry. Might as well just go hit the film because I might be able to do a review on it today. I gotta work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Hey, working Sundays. Anyway. This movie stars Dwayne The Rock Johnson. No, it's not DC League of Super Pets, but he was working on this film, I think. Yeah, this film came out on October 21st, I guess a good couple of days after this movie was released in theaters. It's a spin-off of Shazam, and it's the 11th film in the DC Extended Universe. And that the next review is Black Adam. So Black Adam with Dwayne The Rock Johnson is coming up next. Yeah. So stay tuned for this, guys. Black Adam, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson, coming up next. All right, guys. And then the last review for 2022 will be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This came out in November. I might be reviewing this tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow. And then on Monday, I'm thinking I'm gonna start my 2023 reviews. Review Legion of Superheroes. I don't know what's after that, but Legion of Superheroes. This will be when we get into the year 2023. And then some other 2023 movies I can show you real quick. Ant-Man Quantumania. Get shown a little more. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Batman Doom Kingdom Gotham. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The Flash. Justice League War. Teenage Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem. You know what? I'm going to show you guys everything. And Blue Beetle. The Marvels. These will be the 2023 reviews. And my last 2023 will be Aquaman Lost Kingdom. Yes. Star Legion of Superheroes, guys. And then from Aquaman Lost Kingdom, these would be my 2023 reviews. Yes, there's a bit more movies. Then I'll get into the year 2024. And then after that, 2025. And then I'll start talking about some superhero shows. I need to talk about, I was thinking about talking about some of the Marvel shows. I believe those some but I might get them back. Thinking I need to talk about some Marvel shows, and I definitely want to talk about some Arrowverse TV shows if I can. Yeah, but Aquaman Lost Kingdom will be my last 2023 superhero review for the year 2023. Then we'll get into 2024. Now, those are 2024, 2025. Unless, depending on how long it takes me to do this, we're in June. We have what? We got 6 months left. So, unless the superhero movie doesn't come out in January, which I kind of doubt it will, but if it does, well, if it's not out by then, I'll continue with the DC Arrowverse shows. But who knows, maybe next year I'll be some other superhero movies. But I do want to talk about the Arrowverse and Marvel shows after I do the reviews. I figured it should count. But anyway, I'll put these back later. I'm going to do it now. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed my review of Batman Superman Battle Super Sons. Again, my rating for the film is 5 out of 5 stars, thumbs up. I'll put in the description box below. And I'll also put the spoilers in the review, by the way, guys, if you read the description down below. And if, by the way, when you subscribe to my channel, guys, make sure to click the little bell. You'll see my community post as well, reviews coming up next. And it will let you up when I upload videos like this later on. It'll let you know. You know, you get all personalized. When you click the bell, you click all personalized. That way you'll know when I do a video and it pops up and it'll tell you. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share my channel. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my review. Gosh. Don't forget to stay tuned for my review for Black Adam coming up next, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. This is next. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.